All right. All right. Good, good, good. And can everybody see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. So let's go ahead and rock out. I know we, running a little short on time, so we're gonna go ahead and rock out. My name is Hassan Thomas, CEO and founder of FYIFLI, which stands for your information, financial literacy, and investing. And here at my company, our main goal is to promote financial literacy while eliminating financial illiteracy. And we plan on doing that through our app, through our podcast that's actually just won Podcast of the Year at the Southern Entertainment Awards. And we plan on bridging the gap between education and entertainment for you guys. So we try to really bring in independent artists, bring in athletes, bring in entertainers, and really get their perspectives on money. And so how we can all get better on money. So that's what I do at my company. And really, I want to let you guys give you a little background on me, then we can really jump on in. As I said, my name is Hassan Thomas. You can call me Coach Son, Coach Sonny, Coach Thomas, whatever you want. But Coach Thomas is whatever it is. And then I graduated from Maryville College, a school out in Tennessee where I played football as I was a student athlete. As I told you guys, I have a podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube called FYI Fly. What motivates me is God, helping people, family, and money. And ain't nothing wrong with being motivated by money. Money is that tool that's gonna allow us to do what we want. It's gonna allow us to have fun. That tool, because we can't have fun without money. We can't turn up without money. We can't save. We can't invest without money. So we just have to start learning how to use that as a tool. And then I'm also certified to teach personal finance through the NFEC. So
I'm still stuck at your FYI Fly or something like that. FYI Fly.
Yeah. You just gotta let it roll off your tongue. FYI Fly, baby.
Yeah.
You just gotta let it roll. That's what I'm saying. It's a little wordplay on the word fly. You know what I mean? That's how we do it around here. So I want to talk to you all first about like some of your biggest dreams and biggest goals. And first, let me tell you about my biggest goal is to have the largest financial literacy empire in the world. So whenever somebody thinks of finances, I want them to think of FYIFLI. I want the first thought in somebody's mind when they think about money or think about investing. Oh, I need to go to FYIFLI to see where I need to go to, get better with money. So I plan on doing this through my podcast, through our website and online resources, and a lot of different other educational and entertainment aspects. But I also want to hear from you all. What are some of your biggest goals and dreams? And then also, how do y'all plan on accomplishing it?
It's a loaded one.
Who got a big goal? Who got a big goal they want to share with us?
Insania says, my biggest dream is to pursue art and have a career based on it.
Ooh, that's hard. That's hard. I love that.
Can I say my goal too?
For sure.
My goal is to become a nurse midwife. I wanted to help deliver babies and be a part of that first step in a new life. That's my dream.
Okay.
Auntia.
I want to be a traveling nurse, and I want to be able to travel all 50 states. And then after I travel all 50 states, I want to travel out the country.
Yeah, big dreams, big dreams. I love it. Yeah, we're definitely gonna and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing basically, because I see and understand that it literally takes money to do anything we want in this world. We cannot go chase our dreams without having some type of financial knowledge. We can't go out there and live basically, like as Brittany talked about, whenever you have that low credit, everything in the world becomes more expensive. So if we're not financially literate, if we're not educated on money and how to use it, then it can be very hard to accomplish our goals and our dreams. So what we'll be talking about today is basically an intro to financial literacy, AKA FinLit. We're gonna tap in on budgeting and savings. Brittany already killed it with the credit, so y'all don't even need me to touch on that. And then we're also going to talk about some tips on investing. All right, so I keep saying this word financial literacy. Y'all probably like, what in the world is financial literacy? So let me break it down for you how it makes sense in my head. So financial, what does that mean? Finances. Literacy means understanding. So when you put those two together, that's understanding money education. So that's what we're here for, because we know how to get money. That's not the problem. That's not the issue. But the issue comes from the lack of understanding how to manage that money, how to grow that money.
You
So
preaching.
come on now. Come on now. So that's where financial literacy really really helps a lot of people. And what does financial literacy cover? Anything that has to do with money. So student debt, taxes, credit cards, investing, saving, anything that has to do with money revolves around financial literacy. So if you deal with money, which is everyone, you need to be financially literate, period. It ain't even no question. But I do got a question for y'all. So would y'all rather be financially free or would you rather be rich? What y'all got? What y'all got? Y'all can put a 1 in the
Great
chat.
question.
We could put a 1 in the chat for financially free and a 2 for rich. Let us see what y'all
What do
y'all
you
think.
mean by financially free? Like, I don't have any money?
No, so financially free is you don't have to worry about money. You're financially free, so you have time freedom. You have the options to do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You got me over here giving away the answer.
That's the one I want.
I wanted
Right.
to see what everybody else was gonna say, but yeah,
Because I
that's
see rich
basically
people kill themselves all the time.
Financially free for me. I don't want to have to worry about money. I just want to make it and not have to worry about it.
yeah. So let me pretty much explain the difference between the two. So whenever you're rich, that just means you have a lot of money, but you could also be spending a lot of money. So just because you're rich and you make $150,000 a year, if you're spending $149,000 a year, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. So that's why it's better to be financially free, to be financially literate, because we could be making, even if we're making $60,000 a year, if we understand how to spend just 30 and then we're investing and saving that other 30, then we're winning. So by being financially free, that is what's going to set us up for time freedom. That's what's going to set us up for options freedom to do whatever we want to do by being financially free. But that won't come without the education on how to do it. Because oftentimes we get mad at, you know, some of our other counterparts, and, you know, because they avoid taxes or avoid other, you know, things that they were taught. Well, we can't get mad. We just got to learn this information. And once we learn the information, then we can start playing their game. So here are some words that really describe financial freedom. So managing your money is key and it's critical. And also having a plan. And what I was talking to you guys about reducing expenses, the goal is to make the most money possible, spend the least amount of possible, and then invest and save for the rest. Because one of the biggest things that I've heard is you have to save your money because one day your money will save you. And that's facts. We can't like plan for an unexpected event, but what we can do, because it's really not a matter of if an unexpected event will happen, it's when something unexpected will happen. So planning and having money set aside is really how we start to become financially free and start to really make strides in where we're going in our financial futures. So what's, in your opinion, what's more important? How much money you make or how much money you keep? What y'all think? Go ahead, put a 1 in the chat for how much money you make and put a 2 in the chat for how much money you keep. Which one do y'all think is more important? Okay. Okay. Yep. We seeing some right answers. That's correct. So let's talk a little bit about what being financially lit can bring you. Now, being financially literate, being able to be financially free, as we said, brings you that lifestyle. Now you have the money, and now you're able to use that money as a tool to do whatever we want. And I know I have pictures up here of the lifestyle, the beaches and all that, but that could not be what you want. Whatever you want, that's what you use money to achieve, and you use that to accomplish your goals. That's all money is. So let's take away the negative connotations. Let's take away the negative vibes from money and start looking at it as what it is. Let's educate ourselves behind it so we can get the things that we want and have the options and have the confidence to do whatever we want, because we know, and I put confidence right there, because how many of y'all, get paid and y'all feel good on that payday, but the months go, as a month goes by, and you know, that check is starting to dwindle down. You know, now we're not as confident, but when that payday comes back around, now we feeling good. It's Friday, let's go to the mall, let's go there. So obviously we see having that money brings that confidence. So let's make sure that we're always making sure that we have some type of stability, some type of confidence around our money. And then as you can see here, over the last years, financial literacy has been declining over the years. So it's so very important that we're not being looked at as consumers. We're starting to look at things as producers, and we're start saving ourselves. Because a lot of people are looking at the government, they're looking at you know, the stimulus checks that people get, and they're thinking that they can rely on their government, rely on their spouses, when you can only really rely on yourself. And how you make sure that you're always secure? By being financially stable. Because if you're the opposite of stable, if you're insecure, then you'll be dependent on the government, you'll be dependent on a spouse. And one of the biggest things, especially because we're talking, you know, we talking to high schoolers and stuff, don't ever depend on a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a spouse, any of that, because that person can always, you have to make sure that you're self and that you're secure in yourself. And how you do that is by becoming financially stable. So I have a really good question for y'all. Would y'all rather earn lots of money doing a job that you hate, or not earn lots of money doing a job that you love? Which one do y'all think is more important? Which one would y'all do?
Deep.
And why is that? That's the question though. Why is that?
I think a lot of people do things or work a job because of the money. I've met a lot of people who will stay at a job just because maybe they have good benefits or they make a lot of money, but they're really not happy.
Mm-hmm. So who said one, then I can do this? Who said that? Let me see. Who said that? One, then I can do. I can't even see who said that. What is that? Pascal? Is that how you said it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So Pascal, you are spot on. In this world that we live in, money is mandatory. So I feel that but I think in the beginning, you know, when we're starting off, because we're all young, in the beginning, when we're starting off, you may have to do what you don't want to do to get to where you want to be. You know what I mean? So maybe working that job that you don't really like, but it's paying the bills and it's allowing you to build up enough money so you then can do what you want to do and chase your passions and you know, do different things that you really want to do. I think that's where, you know, we have to start thinking about that balance. You know what I mean? Yes, a stepping stone, 100%, 100%. You know, especially because we're not being spoon-fed. You know, I'm sure, you know, 99% of us didn't get, you know, inheritance or anything of that nature. So we're going to have to work for our money. And then once we work to get that money, then now we can put that money to work for us. So work for the money, get the money, and then put the money to work, because that money is what? A tool. And we're going to use that tool to get what we want. So let's talk a little bit about budgeting. We're going to really get into some fundamental factors of budgeting. And what I want everyone to think of when I say budgeting, I don't want everybody to get that negative word, like I just said the B word or something like that. Budgeting is simply a game plan for your money. So it's not a budget doesn't restrict you. What a budget does, it enables you to have fun. And a budget enables you to spend money on your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or go out to the movies or go out to that party. You put those things into your budget. And there's two types of expenses. So whenever I say expenses, there's income and there's expenses. So income is anything that is coming in, anything that you're getting paid for, anything that's coming into your bank account. Your expenses is anything that is leaving, anything that you're paying for. So we have to understand that there is two types of expenses, two types of money that you can spend. There's fixed, which means that is a fixed expense, means that it is staying the same. It is remaining consistent. So every month you probably, pay a phone bill. You could probably pay, a cable bill, some type of bill that doesn't change. Now, a variable expense is something that changes from month to month. Like maybe one month you spent $150 on eating out. And then the next month you spent 100. So that's a variable expense. So those are two key factors to knowing anything for foundational pieces when we're talking about a budget. And I want to give you guys a budgeting rule that I like to use. I need everybody to write this down. It's called the 50-30-20 rule. And this is a really good budgeting method to make it easy on yourself. So how you use this rule is, so say for example, you get paid $1,000 for the month. Okay, we have $1,000, boom. Out of that $1,000, we need to take 50% and apply that 50% to our needs. Everything that we know that we need in our life, regardless of what happens, that needs to fall under that 50% category. And then from there, we take 30% of that $1,000 that we got from our income, which is $300. And then we use that for our wants. As I said, when you have a budget is just not, restricting you. You can't spend, you can't do nothing fun. A budget is what allows you to do that. So with that 30%, let's dedicate that $300 to shopping. Let's dedicate it to having fun, because we know how much we're spending there. And we also know that our needs are taken care of. See, the problem is when we get paid, we're feeling so good. We go to the mall, we go do this, we go have fun. We do that first as soon as we get paid. And then when we need the money, we don't have it. So let's kind of change the order that we do things when we get paid. Let's handle our business first. And then, okay, boom, we got 300 to fully turn up with. That 300 is all me. So let's try to change the order. And then last but not least, that 20%. That 20% needs to be done for your savings, because as I said earlier, if you save your money, one day it will truly save you. So let's make sure that we're saving ourselves for the present, but also for the future as well. So in y'all experience, do y'all have the most trouble creating a budget or saving money? What has been the biggest troublemaker for you guys? Creating a budget. Okay. Creating a budget.
These questions are so twisty.
They are.
Yeah, see
You can tell
exactly
I'm a
what you're doing.
podcaster, huh? That's all I do, baby. You just say it pretty well. Okay, so creating a budget sounds like
sir, for me would be sticking to the budget. I mean, I know what I want, but just sticking to it. Like, you cannot spend more on this. You cannot stick to this, especially for the variable expenses. It's hard to put a price on. Yeah, so
Fact.
I think.
But let me tell you a budgeting rule
the
that
budget
I do.
is hard.
Let me tell you a budgeting rule that I started doing about a month ago, called a lifestyle budget. So what this lifestyle budget is, it really simplifies things for me, to be honest. And I think it will do the same for y'all as well. So you remember how I talked about those fixed expenses, which was anything that stays the same? So with that lifestyle budget, you need to make sure y'all write this down. It's called a lifestyle budget. So with that fixed expense, with everything that you know is going to stay the same, you have to know that. You have to understand how much that is. So say, for example, we say we're making $1,000 a month. Okay. So we know that we spend about, let's say we spend $600 a month on food, on eating out, on parties, on anything of that nature, anything that we're spending, that we know that we're spending that money on, boom, that's $600. Budget for that $600 that you know that you're spending that money on. And then after that, that $400 or whatever you have left over is your variable income. So that is an easier way for me to really break up, and I don't have to, separate into 3 categories. I only have 2. I understand for everything that I have to pay for right here in this bucket right here. And then anything after that, that's my turn up money. That's my go travel money. That's any type of money that I want to use. Because as I said, money is a tool, and we're going to start using that tool to get what we want. So that lifestyle budget and that 50-30-20 budget is 2 budgets I want you all to try out, attempt, and see what works best for you. Because this is called personal finance. And this reason it's called personal finance because it's personal. So we have to find what works best for you. Okay, I saw somebody said that they can't save without a real plan. That makes sense. So let's talk a little bit about saving, and why I feel like we need to be saving at this age now is because it creates peace of mind. we don't want to worry about not having money whenever we need it. Because as I said a little earlier, it's not a question of if an emergency will happen or something unexpected will happen. It's more of a question of when that unexpected event will happen. So if we have money set aside or money that we can fall back on, that's what truly creates that peace of mind. And that's what I want for everyone. Now, what's not giving me peace of mind is this bug just flying in my face. But so, and there's something that people that maybe our grandparents are receiving right now called Social Security. Don't get too comfortable with this word because we won't have it when we get older. Social Security is a check that the government pays out to people that have worked for maybe about 40, 50 years, have worked a long time, and they get a check every month, and after they retire. But we will not have access to this money because it's projected about time we get to retirement age, this Social Security won't be here. So understanding that, we have to start protecting ourselves now. We have to start looking out for ourselves because we understand that the government won't do it, that a spouse won't do it, a girlfriend or boyfriend won't do it. We have to do it.
Why won't it be around?
Because the funds are being depleted at such a rapid pace. Like that generation that's in here right now, I think it was the baby boomers. So it's so many of them, and they're like depleting all the funds. So they're projecting that it won't be around when we get to retirement age.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yep.
So I want you guys to look at this chart right here, and I can break this chart down for you. This is a chart that explains and shows you the biggest difference from you saving money at 25 compared to saving money at 35 and then saving money at 40. So as you can see, the person that started at 25 and 35, they put in the same amount of money. But the only difference was they started 10 years at that person at 35 started 10 years after. So from starting to save 10 years after, let's see how much that cost them. Because that's the cost. That's how much money that you didn't make just because you decided not to invest or save earlier. So that person that started at 35, they made, let's see, that's about 225,000. Okay, not bad, not bad. But the person that started at 25, they have $450,000 just from starting 10 years early. $200,000 difference, 10-year difference. Now, this person that started at 40, they had to put double the amount of money. They had to save and invest double the amount of money. And you see that they're barely scratching the surface. They're at what, 350, but they put double the amount of money and they still not touching us if we start now. I just turned 24 and I've been saving and stuff since I was 22, 23. So if y'all start now at 16, 17, 18, come on. Like, come on. So what if I want to get y'all thoughts on this? BG, we already talked about the credit cards. Okay. So they already know that. I already know that. Dr. Brittany Green over here, I already know she got y'all laced up on the credit. We can go ahead, skip that, move into the investment. See, we got about 5 minutes. So does anybody know the difference between investing and trading? Does anybody heard of like Forex trading and any type of trading like that? Is that familiar, or do we just know investing?
This is some big stuff right here.
Oh yeah,
can I try and answer this?
For sure.
From what I understand with trading is like, I give you something and I get something back for the same value, kind of like, but with investing is like, I put money into this and it's gonna grow over time or give me back more in the future. So that's what I kind of understand when it comes to investing.
Great.
Investing is like, I hope and pray that I'm gonna get more than what I'm putting in now. It's like you're invested in your future, your financial future.
Hey, you hit the spot. Oh, you done took everything off for the sake.
Oh wait, Pascal hand is up.
Okay, how do I click on it?
Go ahead, Pascal.
This could be wrong because it's just adding on to what Tia said, but is it like I know what investing is. Is trading like stocks,
Yep. So you can
or
trade
is that?
stocks, you can trade cryptocurrency, you can trade foreign currencies. So just as Tia killed it, but just as Tia said, piggybacking off her, trading is buying low and selling high. Trading for a intermediate gain. When you trade, that's just trading for short-term profitability. But whenever you're investing for your long-term future. So you're putting your money to work for you. As I said earlier, we go work for our money and then we go spend. That money's not working for us. But what we need to start doing, we need to have a balance. We need to make the money. We need to go out there and grind and go out there and get the money. And then once we have it, let's put half of it in an investment so we can start working and growing for us. And then that other half, then let's go have fun. Let's go chase our dreams. Let's go, have fun. Let's go shop. But let's make sure we're having a balance. Let's make sure we're having that balance.
Balance is key.
Big facts, big facts. So to give you all some tips on investing, before you invest and start protecting for your future, as Tia said and Pascal said, let's make sure that we're protecting our present. Save for that unexpected emergency that I was telling you about. That's called an emergency fund. Let's start putting $10 to $15 away from like each check that we get, each allowance or whatever type of money or income that we're getting. Let's start putting $10 to $15 away for emergencies. But
Hey,
here at
Hassan,
FY,
these kids, they get more money, more than $10 and $15 to put away.
in the bag. Okay, my bad. Stop playing with y'all. Let me stop playing. So yeah, so make sure y'all putting let's go back to that 50, 30, 20. If y'all getting $1,000 every 2 weeks or something like that, break that down, 50 for your needs, 30 for your wants to go turn up and have fun, and 20 for your savings and looking out for your investing. Like let's do that. Let's have that balance. So when I said, and then also whenever we're talking about investing, diversification is one of the best things that we can do. You never want to put all of your eggs in one basket. And I want everybody to write down 2 terms, ETF, write down ETF. I promise you'll thank me later. ETF. And then the next term I want y'all to write down is REITs, which is REIT. ETF and REITs. So what an ETF is basically a group of stocks. So say, for example, we have, so say everybody know Tesla, right? We know Tesla?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we know Tesla. Okay, so say we have one stock of Tesla, one share of Tesla. We have that, we've invested into that. Boom. So let's say Johnny over here invested into Tesla, one person. And then Jane over here, she invested into an ETF, which all of y'all need to write down, which is a group of stocks. So the big benefit of investing into that ETF over here with Jane is that you have a group of stocks that if one stock does bad, it's okay because you are invested into a group of stocks. So say, for example, now on the other hand, if that one stock that you invested in over here with Tesla with John, if that one stock does bad, you know what's going down? That stock and your money. So that's why investing into an ETF or a group of stocks is so beneficial. It's the first play that I believe everybody should do. An ETF. I'm not telling you which ETF to go to because there's many that I want y'all to do your research, and that's why I wanted you to write down the word ETF and then the word REIT. That's a real estate investment trust. So it's basically the same thing as an ETF, but it's a group of real estate properties. So you're able to invest into real estate without going around and having to knock on everybody's door, without having to go around and fix and flip other people's house, without having to go around and take out a $200,000 loan. You're able to invest into a group of real estate properties without having to do all the extra hard work.
That was E-I what? I mean, yep. R-E what?
R-E-I-T, REITs, R-E-I-T, Real Estate Investment Trust. So those two are my first, they were my first investments. They are, in my opinion, the best investments. So definitely look into those. As I said, I'm not telling you what to invest to, but I want you all to look into ETFs, which is a group of stocks, and then REITs, which is a group of real estate properties. And the next thing y'all need to be investing in is into yourself. And which you are already doing by being here, being at this great event, speaking with great people like Dr. Green, Brittany Green. So y'all already on the right track for sure. And just to give everybody just a quick recap of what we all went over, financial literacy, just simply understanding how to manage, budget, and grow your finances. If y'all deal with money, which everyone does, everyone on this call does, because we got phones, we got computers, we got shoes, we got all these other games and all this. So we dealing with money. We need to be financially literate, period. And if we're the opposite of that, whenever we become an adult and our mom and our parents, our guardians are not financing us anymore or helping us anymore, things are going to become incredibly difficult. So let's make sure that we're getting this information now. So whenever we do got to put it into action, we're ready to get active with it. Next, about budgeting, to give a little recap on that, let's make sure that we know what's coming in, how much money we're getting in, and make sure that we know how much money that we're spending. Key, income and expenses. Let's make sure that we're trying to spend less than we make. We don't want to be at a deficit. So if we're making $100, we can't spend $120. Let's make sure we're keeping that a good deficit. That 50-30-20 budgeting rule that I told you guys about. 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% for your savings. Now, I know I've thrown a lot of information at you in a quick 30 minutes, because this presentation is usually an hour. So I know I've thrown a lot at you, but what I want you all to take two or three things that you can, two small things that you can take and put into your game and to put into your life right now. Because I want to make sure that you're implementing, because just learning it doesn't matter. But what matters is applying it to your life. So take some small nuggets, some small gems that you learned today and put them into your life and watch how they change. All right. So that's all I got for you all. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Right, Hassan.
That was really
Let's
good.
give it up for Hassan.
Guys, put up your emoji, clap hands for Hassan. That was super informative.
Thank you, sir.
For sure, for sure. Make sure y'all follow, connect with me on the socials. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, all that. So that's right there. And then also you can tap in with the podcast. We come out with episodes every FinLit Friday. We interview, like I said, artists, rappers. We interview entertainers. We interview athletes. So a lot of different great people that come on the podcast. So definitely tap in. We're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
Thank you so much, Hassan. We appreciate this. This was a great way of ending our third week session. Brittany and Hassan, we truly do thank you. Guys, please let them feel like appreciated. Like, I see the thanks coming in the chat. Give them some claps. Like, super dope. Even like if you want to show your face for a second and just smile and take it back off, let them feel good.
For your face, we gotta get a selfie.
I don't know why
y'all show your face. We gotta get a selfie.
I don't know why they do this, Hassan, because these are beautiful individuals. They're in school all the time, outside all the time. I don't know why they're afraid to show their faces on Zoom. But needless to say, the most important thing is, and I always say, number one thing is show up. And they show up. So from showing up, there's only big things in the future for them, and I'm anticipating that.
Thanks.
Guys, I did give you guys.
Are you coming on the trip?
Say it again, yeah?
Are you coming on the trip, Miss, on the 18th?
I wasn't planning on it.
Nisia, like, I got plans.
You better come, yo.
Is that a weekend?
It's just a day trip, I think.
It is a day trip, and I heard them speaking about it, and it is a Saturday.